And your career was a success because you kept Will Smith's wife's name out your mouth.
Yeah. No, I said that's the blueprint.
That's
the blueprint.
for doing it.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse.
It was just really, really hard. And they would have to. There was one time when I was supposed to be running down some steps.
Eddie Murphy just spilled the tea, and according to him, there's a deep-rooted reason why Will Smith fears Jim Carrey, and it's not what you'd expect.
So I opened the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne having with Will. Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up.
According to Eddie, it's not just about rubber-faced antics or slapstick comedy. It's something deeper and way more personal.
Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
So what is it that Carrey knows or does that's got Will looking over his shoulder? Is there some unresolved beef between them? Let's find out. Eddie Murphy just dropped a truth bomb about how Hollywood has been treating black actors for years. He basically called out the industry for purposely keeping them divided instead of united. Murphy didn't sugarcoat it either. He hinted at some shady stuff happening behind the scenes to keep this separation going strong. It's a messed up reality where black actors are being pitted against each other instead of lifting each other up. What's worse, he says these toxic dynamics are getting passed down to the next generation, making the divide even deeper within the community. It's a serious issue that needs some real attention.
They run, they the ones booing. I ain't say I mean, I ain't in it. Huh? What sucks? Reaganomics sucks? Or tell us something we don't know.
Sources close to the Hollywood circle say the tension between Will Smith and Jim Carrey has been bubbling beneath the surface for years. It's not just a case of clashing personalities. This goes way deeper. Rumor has it that Will can't stand how unpredictable Jim is. Unlike most stars who play it safe, Jim Carrey doesn't care about Hollywood politics or staying in anyone's good books. From publicly calling out the industry's hypocrisy to throwing shade at award shows, Carrey's behavior has always kept people on edge.
Talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track.
But what really seemed to rub Will the wrong way? Insiders claim it all started around the time Carrey mocked the infamous 2022 Oscar slap. Remember when Carrey slammed the Academy for giving Will a standing ovation after the incident? He even hinted that Hollywood had lost its moral compass. And word on the street is, Will didn't appreciate being thrown under the bus like that. The tension only escalated after this public criticism. Some say Will felt betrayed, especially since he believed they were on good terms before.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse.
And here's where things get even spicier. There's a rumor floating around that Jim Carrey once auditioned for a role Will wanted. And guess what? Carrey nailed it. This was back in the 90s when both were climbing the Hollywood ladder, and that rejection reportedly left Will fuming. Some insiders suggest that Will has been low-key resentful ever since, always seeing Jim as a rival who somehow manages to steal the spotlight without even trying.
And depression is your body saying, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to hold up this avatar that you've created.
And now Eddie hinted that what really makes Will nervous isn't just Jim's talent, it's how fearless he is. Carrey says and does things that most celebrities wouldn't dare, and that kind of unpredictability is a nightmare for someone like Will, who carefully curates his image. Word is, Will believes that if Jim ever decided to expose Hollywood secrets or skeletons in certain closets, careers would be ruined, and that fear keeps Will constantly on edge.
For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile.
Carrey never hesitates, calling Hollywood out for being spineless and suggesting they've lost their edge. It would appear that the actor saw that action as confirming earlier suspicions that Will Smith's rise might be because of things he had done to get there, and that is likely why he is still being protected. If not for that protection, Carrey thinks Smith should have been booted out of the Oscars then and there for his slap-happy moment.
You do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
Then King pointed out that Chris Rock chose not to involve the authorities in the matter, but Carrey asserted that this decision was solely because the comedian preferred to avoid the trouble.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Now, the question on many people's lips after that was, could this trouble be with Will Smith's alleged protectors? For many people, the reasons behind Chris not filing the lawsuit against Will Smith is connected to the alleged power Will has to do anything he wants in Hollywood. Of course, the claim is that this power was gotten from performing certain activities that you definitely don't want to know about. For a long time, accusations kept flying that Will Smith indulged in certain rituals for power, including gay activities. We've all heard Jaguar Wright say it herself.
They're both bi, do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
If it were only Jaguar Wright, maybe we can just say it's one of those claims. But as we could see from the clip at the beginning, even someone very close to Will Smith, his former assistant and friend Bilal, has come with even more damning details.
And then I saw that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game.
Perhaps that's why Jada decided to stay away from him. Just in case you don't know yet, Jada Pinkett Smith recently revealed the difficulties within her marriage to Will Smith. In a preview for an NBC News and Today Show special tied to her upcoming memoir, Worthy, the Set It Off star shared that she and Will Smith have been residing apart since 2016, despite maintaining a united front in public appearances. The speculations began to intensify in 2016 due to a well-known incident during the Oscars. In that year, Chris Rock famously roasted Jada Pinkett Smith in his monologue. According to Rock, Jada had approached him to step down from hosting the Oscars that year because her husband Will Smith had not received a Best Actor nomination for his role in the film Concussion.
Jada's mad her man Will was not nominated. I get it, tell the truth, I get it. You get mad? She said it's not fair.
Both Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith chose to boycott the ceremony, along with many other prominent figures in Hollywood, in response to the perceived lack of diversity in the nominations, which had sparked the viral hashtag #OscarsSoWhite. However, Rock disregarded Jada's request, and while hosting the Oscars, made a joke at her expense. Addressing her boycott of the ceremony, he said, "Jada Pinkett Smith boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited." He also said, "It's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West." However, Jada had something else to tell. Jada made it clear that the 2016 Oscars incident was resolved through a mutual apology during a phone call. According to her, she later realized the immense pressure Chris Rock must have been under. She was not really recognizing the level of pressure Chris might have been under at the time. "I probably should have called him and gone, 'Hey, are you okay?' And just know that although I'm speaking out about the Oscars, I do wish you the best. And I just want you to know that me taking the time to have called him and said that just to touch base, but his feelings might have been hurt." Pinkett Smith said that after the 2016 Oscars joke, Rock apologized and I apologized to him as well. "So I actually thought that we were good, that the hatchet was buried between us, and we hadn't talked since then until 2022 came." Pinkett Smith claimed she also received an apology from Rock after the 2022 Oscars altercation. Now, this attracted the public's attention that immediately after slapping one can issue an apology also. The people have been speculating that this is all because of the power Will Smith holds. One person on the internet wrote, "If this didn't happen, I wouldn't even know about Oscar today." Well, his control is not only limited to the industry, but on his wife too. After their initial rift, Jada and Chris talked it out during the call, and Jada believed the matter was settled. Yet following the 2016 Oscars incident, rumors about Jada and Will Smith's potential divorce began circulating. In an unexpected turn of events, Chris Rock reportedly asked Jada out on a date. She shared this revelation with People, believing that the situation had been resolved at that point. She described how every summer, reports would circulate about her and Will Smith getting a divorce. She said, "Every summer, all the reports would come out that me and Will were getting a divorce." During one particular summer, Chris Rock assumed that they were indeed divorcing and decided to reach out to her. He expressed his interest in taking her out. Jada recalled, "And this particular summer, Chris Rock, he thought that we were getting a divorce. So he called me and basically he was like, 'I'd love to take you out.' To which Jada responded with confusion, asking, 'What do you mean?' Chris explained, 'Aren't you and Will getting a divorce?' Jada clarified that these were just rumors and there were no divorce plans. Chris was taken aback by the misunderstanding and profusely apologized. However, in that same year, Jada and Will were not residing together, and this revelation has recently come to light, as Jada herself has openly discussed it, fueling the growing speculation that she and Chris were involved in something during that period.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was...
According to her, she and her husband, Will Smith, have been leading entirely separate lives since 2016, as revealed in an interview with Hoda Kotb. This high-profile Hollywood couple, who tied the knot in 1997, have previously acknowledged their periods of separation and marital challenges, but never in such explicit terms. While it's not a formal divorce, Pinkett Smith explained to Kotb in a video snippet released on Today that it essentially resembles a divorce in all but the legal paperwork. It was not a divorce on paper, but it was a divorce, host Hoda Kotb said, which Pinkett Smith confirmed. She also revealed they live separately. Pinkett Smith explained why the two never formally announced a separation. "I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out." Now fans have swiftly jumped to the conclusion that her separation from Will was linked to her close relationship with Chris, given that she apparently resolved the issue with a simple phone call. One person wrote, "Please don't look to others as couples' goals. You don't know why they got together. You don't know what they go through. You don't know why they left. Just focus on being healthy and having healthy relationships for yourself." Another one added, "This is straight up A. She gets off on dragging Will's name through the mud and won't leave him alone. It's actually disgusting. She is so evil." But the evidence suggests something else, which has apparently nothing to do with Chris. Some sources have suggested that their relationship was shaken because of Will's alleged extramarital affairs with men and women both. In recent news, Will Smith's name has become a topic of intense interest due to some surprising allegations that have emerged regarding his purported connections with multiple individuals over the course of his career. These allegations have garnered significant attention and sparked extensive discussions. As the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. It seems that Will Smith has added to the intrigue by shedding light on his desire for escapism from his marital relationship.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with you.
Kick me to the curb.
I was done with you.
While being part of an unconventional family with unique marital dynamics is one thing, it becomes an entirely different situation when persistent rumors suggest that your husband may be entangled in clandestine relationships. Such is the current predicament in the Smith household, and it seems that the lady of the house has decided to openly disclose the reality.
Yes. It was not a divorce on paper,
right,
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now.
Yes.
The journey commenced with the release of the timeless comedy drama 6 Degrees of Separation, where Will Smith portrayed a captivating swindler. The film attracted considerable attention when reports emerged that a kissing scene between Smith and his co-star Anthony Michael Hall had been surprisingly omitted from the final version. This occurrence set off a flurry of speculation. Was the renowned actor purposefully avoiding the kiss to sidestep potential scrutiny of his own S? These rumors have persisted over time, and the truth continues to remain veiled.
That Will Smith is and that they do this, and that.
Furthermore, in a 2020 interview, Will contradicted his earlier statements about not fully immersing himself in the character, asserting that he wholeheartedly embraced the method acting approach for 6 Degrees of Separation.
You train your mind through blocking out Will and only living as the character.
In a recent development, Tisha Campbell has come forward with allegations that Will Smith was involved in extramarital relationships with her former spouse, Dwayne Martin. She took to Instagram to share an image regarding this matter. In her post, Tisha pointed out that the truth always comes out in the end, no matter how many times someone lies. This prompted one of her devotees to reply, "Thank you, even though they lie in the end." In response to this person, Tisha said, "And you're right, they will lie till the end. The real kiki is people will stop believing them." Tisha's decision to type Will in all caps raised suspicions that she might be indirectly referencing Will and Jada in her post. Many quickly assumed that this could imply an alleged affair between Will and Tisha's former spouse, Dwayne Martin, who also happens to be a close friend of the Gemini Man actor. Furthermore, YouTuber Trisha Paytas made allegations against Will Smith, claiming that he intentionally caused harm to her male dancers. She specifically said, "How about worry about your daughter being in bed at 13 with her 20-year-old boyfriend? How about worry about your cheating husband one of my male dancers when they didn't want to?
How about worry about your cheating husband my male dancers, when they didn't want to? How about talk about that?"
However, it appears that Will might have been influenced by the path set by his predecessor, Quincy Jones. For those unfamiliar, Quincy Jones is a multi-talented individual who has worked with icons like Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, and the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Yet, his fame doesn't stop there. Rumors about his interest in men have circulated for years, and recent developments suggest there might be some truth to those speculations.
My first musical memories when I wanted to be a gangster until I was 11, coming from Chicago in the 30s.
Recent disclosures have brought to light the possibility that Quincy Jones may not adhere to conventional S orientations. Startling allegations have emerged, suggesting that he wielded influence over the S preferences of notable individuals, including Will Smith and Tupac. These claims hint at his deep involvement within the LGBTQ+ community. Do you remember that unforgettable interview with Tupac? It was a pivotal moment when he revealed the questionable intentions of Quincy Jones.
Yeah, I think them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pop was definitely rumors.
Tupac allegedly disclosed that Quincy had presented inappropriate propositions, hinting at engaging in specific intimate activities. However, the story becomes more complex. Despite the interview reportedly gaining extensive traction on the internet, it was said to have curiously disappeared without any trace. Even Napoleon, who was purportedly a close associate of Tupac, swiftly dismissed all rumors and defended Quincy Jones when confronted with the allegations. In an instant, he waved away all the gossip surrounding the matter.
Yeah, I think them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pop was definitely rumors. Pac was about to marry his daughter.
And if you believe the revelations end there, think again. There are claims circulating that Jada and Will have been organizing unconventional gatherings at their residence, involving much younger men. Jaguar Wright even went on to divulge sensitive information, suggesting that she has witnessed young men leaving their premises in a state of astonishment. Some folks see Will Smith kissing his son Jaden on the cheek as just normal dad stuff, but their bond seems to go beyond the usual father-son affection. Will has even been spotted kissing Jaden on the lips a few times, and while some shrug it off as harmless love between a dad and his kid, others are starting to raise eyebrows. People are beginning to wonder if there's more to these displays of affection than just a close father-son relationship.
That we saw on Red Table Talk, oh, that was G rated. That was G rated shit.
What I will say that I do know about the Smiths,
the public reaction to Will Smith's affectionate behavior even prompted discomfort among his fans. Many individuals criticized him for seemingly making his son, Jaden, uneasy by frequently planting kisses on his lips. Despite the growing scrutiny, Will consistently refuted any insinuations of impropriety, maintaining his denial of any discomfort caused to Jaden by these gestures. On this matter, one person commented, "That's disgusting. No one kisses their kids on the mouth like that, especially when the kids are teenagers. I can't believe people are cheering this kind of behavior." Another person wrote, "This is definitely CA, and there is always a negative impact on the child. When adults do certain things, they should try to not just think about themselves alone, but the impact of their actions on their children." Rumors are in circulation regarding Will and his wife Jada, who allegedly host lavish gatherings at their home, often attended by younger male guests. These events, as revealed by the outspoken Jaguar Wright, have been suggested to explore non-traditional boundaries. Some individuals even assert that they have personally observed young men leaving the Smith residence, appearing agitated. The echoes of their distressing cries reportedly pierce through the night air, adding to the mysterious aura surrounding these gatherings.
His corny, overbooked was not built to be able to maintain the swag of a Baltimore.
That is true.
It seems like Will Smith's unconventional displays of affection with Jaden might have roots tracing back to none other than the legendary Quincy Jones. This iconic producer, known for his decades-long career and deep ties within the entertainment world, has seen it all. Quincy has never been shy about spilling the tea on some of Hollywood's best-kept secrets, calling out the missteps and hidden sides of celebrities. In a jaw-dropping interview with Vulture, Quincy dropped a bombshell, revealing that big names like James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, and Marvin Gaye were queer. And when it came to Marlon Brando, he didn't hold back either. He was the most charming MF you ever met. He'd F anything. He'd F a mailbox. James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye. Moreover, the person making these assertions affirmed that during Tupac's introduction to the Hollywood scene, there were purported rituals and contrived scenarios orchestrated by Quincy, which Tupac was allegedly coerced into partaking in. The individual even substantiated rumors that Quincy had allegedly made advances towards Tupac, attempting to persuade him to engage in intimate activities.
He was asked by Quincy Jones When Tupac said no, that's when Tupac was marked for death. Why? Because Tupac was engaged to Quincy Jones's daughter.
Adding to the allegations concerning Quincy Jones, the deceased actress Alexis Arquette made a claim that Cherie Zampino, Will Smith's former wife, divorced him after reportedly witnessing Will in a compromising situation with another man. She said, "When Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him, servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them," she later clarified in the comment section. First wife. Paid off? Silent. She being his, nevertheless, Jada, renowned for her outspoken stance on boycotting the Oscars, chose not to address Alexis's statement at that point. On the contrary, Will refrained from commenting on the accusations, while his first wife, Cherie Zampino, was the one to voice her opinion. She criticized Alexis for her vindictive and hasty comments, asserting that Will is not and has never identified as queer.
Not only is it out of line, it's absolutely not true. And I'm offended and I'm hurt.
Numerous fans found Sherry's response to be somewhat intense initially. Instead of dismissing the accusations as baseless, she took a strong stance, leaving some to speculate whether Alexis's remarks had indeed struck a chord. Moreover, persistent allegations have circulated over the years, suggesting that Jada's S orientation might not be as publicly known, leading to speculation about a concealed queer identity. In this context, the enduring friendship between Will and Dwayne has fueled rumors that they might share a particularly close bond, often referred to as a bromance.
Yo, am I the only one that saw this? Watch Will. Titty grab. Then he grabs his Will is Metropolitan on television. Titty grab again, then the face, and now he's gonna grab his titty.
This leads us to Will's suspected associate in these claims, Diddy. Similar to Will, Diddy has faced long-standing allegations regarding his S. One facet of these allegations involves a certain circle in his entourage, where he purportedly introduces his young musicians to Portuguese practices, a notion that is particularly unsettling.
Now that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor
some...
Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's.
While there hasn't been any direct confirmation about Will Smith's purported S engagement with any of these individuals, the persistent conversations surrounding this subject underscore its notable presence within public discourse. Moreover, Carrey suggested that when he slapped Chris, it was his inner frustration. He said, "The slap came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated. I wish him the best. I have nothing against Will Smith. He's done great things, but that was not a good moment. It cast a shadow over everyone's shining moment last night. It was a selfish moment." Carrey revelation attracted the audience, and one of them said, "People assume that a celebrity wife does not know that her husband is gay and that he is on the DL, but I feel that in most cases, the wife knows is gay herself, which then makes an agreement to enter into a lavender marriage for business reasons. For me, Reynolds, Lively, Wade, Union, Smith, Pinkett, Cruz, Holmes, Urban, Kidman, Jay-Z, Beyonce, etc., etc." Another one added, "It all makes sense because if their marriage has been done for the past 10, 15 years, then him being gay might be a reason why. And she knows she has to protect the bag, so she's definitely not going to say anything during those times. But now she's kind of hinting it because she knows she still wants that bag for the future, so she doesn't want to mess that up." That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.